Wonderful. So now we're going to dive into the nine guiding principles of what I am calling resilient intimacy. And I love this term because the intimacy is with oneself. So, how do we create intimacy with ourselves first and foremost and foster our own inner resilience? And how do we then, from that bigger foundation of self, create more sustainable intimacy with others and resource the relationship as well? Being present in our bodies brings us back, right? Present in our bodies, it brings us back to the present moment. And um, that's the only time that we actually are experiencing life through our senses, is when we are when our awareness is in our bodies, when we are feeling embodied, and we're not just lost in thought loops, or all the wonderful things that the mind can do that we need it to do when we need to use those functions of analyzing and comparing and judging and assessing, and those things that when they just start looping and can take us on not such constructive paths of thought, we can come back using the resilience practices to our bodies, to the present moment, to our felt sense, and and jump out of those loops. Same thing with trauma. When trauma arises, or when we're triggered, when something sets off a big emotional reaction in us, it's usually based on something from the past getting reactivated in the current situation. And also, trauma gets stored in our body tissue and in our energetic field. So these practices also help release trauma from our nervous systems, from our energetic field, from our physical tissues. And it's through presence. Presence is a key, and that embodied presence. Also, I feel and experience that non-judgmental presence is one of the biggest gifts that we can give someone else. Often we think, or some of us might think, the mind wants to think that we want to be useful, we want to be helpful if someone is struggling, and so we want to reassure them, or we want to offer solutions, or we want to somehow um, help shift the the struggle they're in and help them come to a better place. And what we often don't realize is that if we can actually be present with them and bring a spaciousness to what they're feeling without judging it, without needing to push it away, that is incredibly healing, sometimes the most powerful thing that we need.